Okay, what's up? What's up? Mic check, mic check. Yeah, hopefully y'all can hear me. What's up, y'all? So, let me get myself situated. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Shout out to my 1221s. I love you. You love me. Me is we, of course. What's up? So today we're going to talk about the 171. We're also going to talk about the 90-day water fast. We're going to talk about the body of the Messiah. And we just going to enjoy life. So let me get this together. Shout out to Sister Jamila and the family. I know I came in unexpected. Hopefully it's running good. So I wanted to check in with y'all, tell y'all how everything's going. And I wanted to build on the science of today. So as you know, today is the first of the month. For everybody that knows about the codex, today is 817 in the codex. If you follow the calendar of the codex, today is 817. Alright, bat out. There you go. Today is 817 in the codex. Alright, shout out to the person that keeps on giving me a thumbs down on my video. On my videos. Thank you. I got a hater, man. I got a hater that just keeps on. I got one person that just keeps on giving me a thumbs down. Whatever I did to that person and you don't like me, okay. I'm sorry. They mad at me. I don't know what happened. Peace to everybody. What's up, y'all? Like I said, let me do some shares real quick. Let me do some invites. I might give myself a thumbs down for that person that wants to give me a thumbs down on YouTube. Thank you. That's hot. So I want to say thank you. To all the haters, thank you to everybody. I love you too. So yeah. So today is the first of the month. First of the month. I'm almost done with you guys. Just give me like 1 more minute. I got y'all. We're going to talk about this right here, the body of the Messiah. You already know. It is a frequency of thought that operates between 1 and 31, representing the Alpha and Omega. All right, everything that flows in between 1 and 31, all three in one. Past, present, and future, man, woman, and child, all three in one. All right. I love y'all. Thank you for everybody that supports the movement. All right. Okay, thank you to everybody that supports the movement. Once again, we got the 90-day water fast coming up. February 1st, according to the Gregorian calendar. Hopefully, you be there and be on your square. Real talk, the 90-day water fast. Now, you might say, well, what are we doing it for? You do it for yourself. But more or less, we have a tradition of cleansing in our family, our tribal family. We have a tradition of cleansing every February 1st, and it starts from February 1st, and it's 90 days. All right? Now, I'll explain the certain rules and regulations of the 90-day water fast. But before I talk about that, you know, peace to you if you in the building. Real talk, thank you. Thank you for everybody that has made the glitch over here from Facebook. What's up? Shout out to Just Me. Shout out to Nafir. Shout out to her. What's up? There she go. Who else in the building? Grandma Ab Ka Nafa. That's hot. You switched up your name. That's hot. I like that. I had to look at it first. So, let me begin the discussion. Let's talk about it right now. So we operate and navigate from the body of the Messiah. We are in the age of what we call information. That's something that I want y'all to know. We are in the age of what we call information. So literally, you are getting information. And somebody say, well, what do you mean getting information? I mean, literally, you are the vessel, but the water takes the shape of your vessel. So you are getting information right now, literally. So shout out to everybody that's in here. Shout out to Dazzling Oracle. Thank you. That's a nice name. Peace to you, Queen. Look, so you operating from the body of the Messiah, which is 1 through 31. You might say, well, what is 1 through 31? I don't understand. Everybody here literally was born between 1 and 31. You say, yeah, if I ask you to pick a number. But essentially, that represents a body part in this right here. It represents a body part in this. Now, literally, if you look at the top of it, it's composed of the 31 and the 30, which is the female and the male Messiah, which we call the Lamel and the Lamel, which is a palindrome name. It flows frontwards and backwards. Okay? Now, the Lamel represents the female Messiah tapping into Cassiopeia, because if you see this right here, it's connected to the way Cassiopeia looks in the sky. Now, Cassiopeia points you to the northern polarity, or what you call the North Star. Now, go look it up, or go just look at the sky at night. If you was in indentured servitude back in the day, you would look for two things to follow the north. You would either look for Cassiopeia, or you would look for the North Star to follow the north. Now, if you look at the top of this body, it's Cassiopeia, but Cassiopeia is not Cassiopeia. It's actually Lamel, which is the female Messiah. The female Messiah, Lamel. All right, so that's what I want y'all to tap into in reference to this the degree of thought that I'm bringing to y'all, because it's all about the body of the Messiah, because you are the Messiah. You say, really, Lamel? No, I'm not Jesus, Lamel. For real, I'm not Jesus. I can be anything. Like when I call y'all gods, queens, emperors, empresses, y'all down with that. But the moment I call y'all messiahs, y'all really back up from it and say, yo, Lamel, I'm really not Jesus. So now I want y'all to pay attention to what's really going on, what's truly going on. So now as we forming like Voltron in this, but not literally like Voltron, literally like ecclesia, because ecclesia is a church, is the where the word church comes from, but ecclesia is a body of laws that circumvent reality itself, how you live amongst your fellow man and woman. That's what ecclesia is. So now if you see it like that and you see, well, dang, we are the body of that, as connecting the realm of thought, where you see the numbers are associated with each body part of this figure right here. Now imagine that. I've been talking about this for 4 years, basically on Facebook. Now I decided to black out from Facebook. I said I'm not going to be on Facebook no more. I'm going to start up this channel from scratch. We got over 1,000 subscribers from the rip. Building up people that rocking out with the message. You say, really? Yeah, we not here right now. We here because look, me is we, here is there. That's what I'm saying. This is the biggest thing ever. Because why? You say, what's going on? We are in the age of what we call information. The 13th grade, 131. Why do you say that, Lamel? Because it's the 11th house and the 3rd air sign. That's 131 right there. And then also, if you go into Matthew chapter 3, verse 11, you'll see that it was somebody that was coming after him whose Jordans he literally couldn't tie like that. I'm telling you what it is right now. It's us in these days and times, how we tapping into this body of the Messiah. And the foot is leading us that way. Real talk. So now I tell y'all, what does this body mean right here? When you look at this body, you should be able to decode reality within itself. From the first position being the right foot that connects up with harukment, that connects up with harukment, because your right foot steers or drives the car. All right, so it connects up with movement. The right foot, the number 2, connects up with the shin. The right shin, the number 3, connects up with the right knee, meaning contemplation. All of this means something in general because it connects to a body part that you are associated with, literally. Because when somebody is hurting, when somebody is feeling pain right now, when somebody is feeling something going on with their situation, guess what? If you in tune with this body, you feeling that pain. You feeling that pain. That's what people didn't understand, what each Messiah had to bear in this situation. What each Messiah had to go through in this situation in reference to trying to connect with the people. Now, every time we came into a new age of what we call information, right? Whether back in the day or whatever you want to call it, somebody brought something brand new to the people. You might say, well, Lamel, what are you bringing brand new? I'm not bringing something brand new, but it's something that unravels, that makes you a new being. That's what I mean when I'm saying I'm bringing something brand new, because I'm making you a brand that's new. All right, I'm making you a brand that's new in reference to this. So when we connect up with this realm of thought, this is one of the ways that we meditate right here. And you might say, well, Lamel, why do we meditate like that? Now, I told people this. You can go, don't look it up. Forget it. Just play with yourself right here. Not literally play with yourself, but literally connect on the phone. Connect on the phone and disconnect with these certain lobes of your brain and see how you exercise thought and see what happens. And you're going to say, Lamel, yo. And I'm going to say, I told you so. Real talk. Because think about it. If you touching, and think about it, the fingers, the hands, they open up synaptic nerves. I told people to do exercises like this, right? I told people this. We pray and meditate and stuff like that, and we do exercises like that where we open up synaptic nerves, right? Where we open up synaptic nerves. So another thing that I told people to do is this, to open up synaptic nerves too. You see that? You see that? You count the 24 elders. You count the 24 elders. That's another way, literally, to open up synaptic nerves. All right? Literally, with your left hand. That's why this is the programmable hand when it comes to the body of the Messiah. This left hand right here, the left side of the body of the Messiah actually has an extra gadget to it. And you'll see it as the Cyclops guarding the wrist of the body of the Messiah. See, the left side has more digits than the right side. And you might say, why is that, Lamel? Because the left side actually taps into the right side of the brain. That's why the head literally tilts to the right there. It's literally looking to the right. Literally, if you look at it like that, the head is looking to the right, it's cocking to the right, because the planet is like literally cocked like that. All right, so that's something that I want people to understand when they tap into this body of the Messiah. All right, it's right there. The lessons are right there. If you just, that's the same thing that I do every day. I literally look at this and I connect with the realm of thought. So now, if you touch in your frontal lobe, your temporal lobe, if you touch in your frontal lobe, your temporal lobe, your parietal lobe, and your occipital lobe. Hopefully, I'm doing this for you. If you touch in your frontal lobe, your temporal lobe, your parietal lobe, and your occipital lobe, and then your cerebellum. All right, and then what happens is you create a circuit. You literally create a circuit from your heart, And this right here, the right hand, becomes literally the antenna to tap into the realm of thought, the magnetic grid. It is proven that you have literally a magnetic grid around you. You have a magnetic grid because you are an electrical being. So if you're an electrical being, of course you want to have a magnetic grid, because electricity is connected with magnetism. All right, that's electromagnetism. So they have a mathematical formula for that. You know what I'm saying? As far as a ratio of how far your magneto goes out, you know what I'm saying, compared to the energy that you're transmitting. So what you got to understand is it goes out 3 to 9 feet. Depends on how you feeling. Depends on how you feeling at the time. So if you're pushing that realm of thought, and you're able to open your mind up. And this is why I tell people to vibrate, as in far as chanting all the time. Because if you chanting, you actually you revving up the energies. And if you revving up the energies, what happens is those energies start to vibrate in you, and you become an energy being. You already know. 1212 is love. All right. So this is something that's a part of our culture as being a part of the Walu. Now you might say, well, what is the Walu, Lamel? The Walu means divine manifestation. All right? Divine manifestation. If you are part of that, then you are a part of that. All right? But it's simply divine manifestation, but it can mean many things. All right? Our totem so happens to be the turtle. All right? The turtle and the owl. That's what I'm throwing up right there. I'm throwing up the owl right there. You might say, for real? Yeah, because now I've been giving people degrees and lessons about shell and male. All right? But I'm about to start sharing lessons about the owls, or the ale, or lamel, the same thing. Because lamel, or this is the symbol of cow and sail, which operate from a different principle of shell and male. All right? But they are a foundation of the same thing. All right? Because when the mothership landed, when the mothership landed, and people might say, really, Lamel, like a freaking alien craft? Literally like an alien craft, yeah. I'm gonna say it like that because alien meaning on high. But when the mothership landed, 4 types of beings in any age landed. You might say, I don't get that one. I'm gonna tell you how you can get it. When the mothership landed, for instance, back in ancient Egypt, right, when it was the boat of Ra, when the mothership landed, 4 types of beings landed, which were the Agdawads, right, which was Amun, which was Nun, Nunet, Het, Hihet, Kek, Kikek, Amun, and Amunet. Those are 4 types of beings that landed. All right, even though they're 8, but they're really 4 because they operate from one principle. All right, now if you go to another Messiah, just for instance, right, the 4 synoptic gospels, all right, or the 4 canoptic jars representing the vital organs that are stored in ancient Egypt. All right, but the 4 synoptic gospels in the same instance representing the 4 primes. That's why I say shout out to the primes, because the primes essentially really mean something in this, and essentially because you have 4 types of primes that landed. All right, and this is connected with shell, this is connected with shell and male. This is also connected with cow and sail. All right, so these represent the 4 primes. Now you got neutral prime, you got lunar prime, solar prime, and you have vector prime. These are the numbers that you have to study. Now, the neutral prime so happens to be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, any number divisible by 2 and 0. That's the neutral prime. Then you have your lunar prime. Your lunar prime is your 1 and your 9. Or 19 could be a lunar prime sometime. But essentially, it's just 1 and 9. But 9 is a trick number, and so is 1 is a trick number because it takes the designation of all numbers. All right, so 9 and 1. All right, those are the numbers as the lunar, the spinning principle, the hidden principle that comes forth. All right, then you have the solar prime, which is the manifestational principle. All right, which happens to be 3, 5, 7, 13, 17, 19, 20, 23, 27, 29, 31. All right, so forth. All right, those are your first 11 primes, the solar primes. All right, so if you'll move forth and know what those are the primes. So that's any number divisible by itself, which is, I mean, basically times itself is 1. All right, just like 7 times 7, nothing is 7 less than 7 times. So that's why lunar, and then 9 and 1 is a lunar prime, because 9 takes the same place as 1, because if you times any number times 9, it goes back to 9. So it plays like a 1 in a hidden principle. So these are the things that you'll understand learning about the codex and knowing what they represent far as personalities that manifest in your life. All right, or things that happen essentially in your life. All right. So going back to the body of the Messiah, look, truly, that's what we connect up with. You know, what I share with y'all, pardon me, what I share with y'all, in essence, is the fate of the primes. It's the fate of the primes. That goes back like what I said, when the mothership landed, it was 4 beings that landed. 4 beings that landed. I gave y'all shell and male, which is this. That's shell and male. That's the symbol for shell and male, which is the turtle. All right. Now we're going to cow and sail. All right. So we got a bird that flies and we got a bird that don't fly. I want y'all to think about cow and sail like that. In essence, all right, because if you think about shell and male, you think about one that stays in the shell and one that goes out of the shell, one that stays in the water and one that goes on the land. I want you to think about it like that when you think about shell and male. All right, and when you think about cow and cell, I want you to think about a bird that flies and a bird that don't fly, but they both birds. All right, that's the only way I can kind of explain it in a way that you can kind of understand it in a little way, in a subtle way. Now you can start apply it to greater things. All right, y'all got that? Y'all got that? Shout out to Trail. What's up? Peace King. I see you back in here. What's up, Van Trail in the building? What's up? Peace. I love having all the all-stars in here. We've been doing this, man. We've been doing this for a while. So now we're moving on to cow and cell, y'all. So now we're about to start throwing this up. And they're going to be like, what are they throwing up now? What are they throwing up now? But in essence, I told y'all, when y'all move y'all fingers, you open up synaptic nerves. So the moment you started counting in the MeWe hand, the moment you started counting in the MeWe hand, guess what happened? You started literally opening up synaptic nerves. That's why I just counted to 13 for y'all right there. If you was paying attention. If you was paying attention, you saw me just count to 13 because you know the codex and you know how to count in the codex. All right, you really know how to count in the codex. Any number like I throw up, y'all should know. I'll do a little lesson and say, let's go right now. Just a little lesson and say, what is this? What is this? All right, 24, 2, 4, or 42. I don't know where y'all seeing it from the mirror like that. But yeah, 24, 42. Y'all should know that. All right. I'll give y'all an easy one. What's that one? No, what's this one? 34. 34. Very easy. What about what about this one? 76. See that? 76. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get tight. But you opening up synaptic nerves. Moving on to cow and cell. All right, when you throwing up cow and cell, how cow and cell operate is the nocturnal birds. All right. Now, the nocturnal bird also has what is called a noctating membrane. All right. As building on cow and cell, you got to build up literally a noctating membrane. All right. Now you're gonna say, Lamel, how am I going to build up a noctating membrane? I'm not one of these I'm not a crocodile, or I'm not one of these crazy animals like that. How can I build up a noctating membrane? Well, you actually have every animal, every creature on the planet inside you, and you have the ability to develop a noctating membrane. All right, and the way to do it is to condition your body in a certain sort of way. Now, we're developing a noctating membrane by fasting. All right, think about it. We're fasting. Usually you eat and stuff like that, and you be like, man, usually I eat, or I do this. But by discipline, you can make yourself save your money and do this and do that because you want, and developing another sense, a higher sense. So I want you to think about it in development of your noctating membrane, because you move a noctating membrane, you got to be able to see in darkness and light. All right. So as you seeing in darkness, you got to be able to dwell in darkness sometimes. That means you got to meditate, y'all. A lot of y'all ain't meditating that much. All right. I employ this. Everybody get a stopwatch. I said this over a year ago. I said everybody get a stopwatch. And if you have a to-do list, you don't have a time of day. You just have time on a stopwatch that you get it done. So one thing on your to-do list or your stopwatch, I want you to take 30 minutes out of the day, or 31 minutes out of the day, and close your eyes and meditate. Close your eyes and meditate and focus on something. All right, I want y'all to really, 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 really focus on something. All right. And when you focus on something, you opening up 40% of the CPU of your brain. You opening up 40%. You're gonna say, really, Lamel? How am I opening up 40% of the CPU? All right, I'm telling you, you're opening up 40% because the 2020 vision you're shutting down, but you're still in operation. You're still in operation willingly. You're willingly shutting it down. So think about it, the reward of what you getting, the reward that you getting. So the reward is this: by shutting down that part of your brain, you actually tapping into another part of your brain where you're starting to navigate all the places that you've been walking around. You know what I'm saying? All the places that you've seen with your eyes because you downloaded it. You downloaded it. So now you navigating every place that you've seen with your eyes. But I want to take y'all to a place that you've never seen with your eyes before, but it's a place that you have felt before. It's literally a place that you felt before. It was a place that you felt safe. A place that you felt where as though nothing was going to hurt you. Nothing was going to touch you. Nothing was going to do nothing to you. You was just happy there. And you had everything essentially what you needed and what you wanted. That's the place that I want to take you in your mind as you close your eyes and think about what I'm talking about. And you might say, Lamel, yeah, follow my voice, essentially, because if you follow what I'm saying, look, I can move the energy within you so we can move it out within the world. We can connect everybody within the network of thought that we're moving on, which is prosperity. All right, hopefully you feel it. Now, you close your eyes, you set down to 40. That's the 40. That's when a prophet becomes a prophet at the age of 40. That was a riddle. It was a riddle. A prophet becomes a prophet at the age of 40. Not that 40 years of age, but at the age of 40 vision. When he shuts down and becomes blind, when she becomes blind to the world. Where you close your eyes and you become in the world and not of it. Alright? We share the planet. You have to be in the world, not of it. Literally. Alright? But what I'm saying, essentially, you know, you shut down that 40, and you become to the age of prophecy. Because you have to navigate from a part of your mind that you can't see. You know, places that you can't go just looking at it. You have to just move and use your mind's eye to do it. So that's what's so important about what this codex represents, because I say this, everybody should know every position they are on the planet, far as the longitude and latitude. You know, you should know basically you know, every 69 miles that you travel, do anywhere you change a degree on the planet. Every 69 miles that you travel, you actually change a degree. Thus, you change a frequency in time. You're in a whole nother time. Once you change 69 miles, moving from a direction of somebody else, you're in a whole different time zone. Even though they keep us on the same watch, naturally, you're in a whole nother time zone. And that's relative to just the speed of light, because I'm gonna say this, you know, time isn't time isn't absolute. It's always moving, and you're always moving. So your position isn't absolute in general. Like, you're moving on a planet, and the planet is moving around the sun, and then the sun is moving through the such and such, and then the sun such and such. That's how everything is moving. So nothing is absolute. So everything is relative to light, or how you interpret it to a degree of light. So I want you to look at it like life itself, but you can bend light within your mind, and you can travel in your mind where you can literally you can what I can say, you travel faster than the speed of light. You might say, really, Lamel, that's deja vu? Yeah, because what happened is pressure on your mind. It's a lot of pressure and stress, a lot of things going on in your mind. So as you thinking in your mind, that stress and that tension, it actually forms a diamond or a crystal on your pineal gland if you are really able to pass these tests, because once you release the pressure, you actually you actually form another pocket or another level, essentially. And then you start to put another pressure, another test comes, and then you put that crystal, and then the crystal becomes layers on your pineal gland. So when the light is traveling through your mind, literally the electricity is traveling through your mind, the pressure actually makes it move faster than the speed of light within the realm of the universal thought, which is the dot of creation, which you come from. And essentially you are that. All right. Now we all are stardust also. We all are stardust. We come from stars. We come from if you think about it, we really come from stars, yo. Like everybody's heart. Now at the center of your heart. Now I brought you at the center of your brain, your pineal gland. All right. And then I can take you other places, far as like the center of your heart, which is hemoglobin and iron. You say, really? What the blood clot? Yeah, hemoglobin. I'm taking you to hemoglobin. All right. So now, you might say, what does this connect up? Because hemoglobin connects up with oxygen, and it also connects up with iron. Iron bonds with oxygen. The same way that your soul binds with oxygen, because God breathed into man and living breath of life, and he and she became a living soul. But that breath, oxygen, is connected with iron, which is the stars that you come from. Yeah, it has to go, they have to connect in some sort of way, because it's trying to find a device which literally, I would say literally, essentially makes it what it wants to be. All right, and that is the oxygen and the iron. All right, iron is a heavy metal, literally heavy metal like rock and roll. No, I'm talking about heavy mental metal. All right, heavy metal. All right, so iron is a heavy metal, but it's ferronic. It's a ferronic metal. It's a ferronic type of metal. All right, meaning that it's attracted by magnets or any type of something that has something that attracts, that's polarized. So if you think about it, you can be polarized, and I'm not talking about taking a picture. I'm talking about polarized, as in have either navigate towards the north or the south. It depends on you, east or west, depends on how you. But you can be polarized in a certain way. But essentially, you will always have a north and a south pole. You know what I mean? That represents literally how nature moves. And that's why I said, if you go into the Quran, chapter 86, how they talk about Sijin and Ilion, which is basically, they say this is where the two parts of the brain are actually broadcasting from, which is Sijin and Ilion. Now you say, really? Because these are the sacred records where they're kept at, which is in Sijin and Ilion. All right. And yeah, this is just a whole breakdown on that when you think about it. So when you connect them with your heart, the heart is the other thing that connects up, because at the center of your heart is iron, and that iron came from some star or some asteroid. Now, is that a fact check or is it not a fact check? Now, some of the iron comes from this planet. That is true. But a lot of the iron also comes from the stars. Now, that's, you might say, now we talk about panspermia, Lamel. No, we're not really talking about panspermia in some certain way, but it's like that, because if you think about it, it's like we got the vibranium inside of us right now. We that metal that can't break. We the iron that sharpeneth iron. Yeah, because the iron is at your heart and it sharpens the iron that makes it sharper. But I'm talking about we that vibranium. We that Wakanda metal. We that really Wakanda metal on this planet right now. If you think about the laws of attraction, how we move into another realm of consciousness just by gravitating towards it. You know, if you think about how it's like people know, they say, man, everything comes from Africa and this place, and then aliens and spacecraft, that shit will not be far-fetched if people see this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? People will not be surprised in these days and times. That's what we're moving towards, where people are knowing that it's something else out there. It's something else going on in this world. It's something else, and we're discovering it every day, and we're finding it out as we move through this mainframe of which we call consciousness. All right. So yeah, we got a 90-day water fast. So let me bring this back to this. And I'm gonna talk about Cal and Sail before the 90-day water fast. We finish Cal and Sail, and I'm gonna talk about the 90-day water fast. Look, Cal and Sail. Think about a bird that flies, right? I want y'all to think about a bird that flies and a bird that can't fly. All right. So the bird that can't fly, he developed a relationship with the bird that does fly. And the relationship that they had was, I'll be your eyes in the sky, and you'll be my eyes on the ground, literally. All right? And when one closes their eyes, the other one sees for that other. But when the one closes its eyes, it feels for the other. So it literally becomes indestructible, like they're indestructible out there. Like, let's say if we going out on the battlefield, like Cal, let's say Cal goes out on the battlefield and Sail stays back. Cal becomes like literally indestructible almost, because Cal doesn't feel like that. Sail actually feels for Cal. All right, this is the warrior. This is the warrior nature of how this spirit being, which is called Cal and Sail, developed. All right, or operates. But I want you to think about it like a bird too, but I'm figuratively speaking. All right, I want you to apply it to life. All right, so Cal, let's say, and they can switch up. They can switch up too. All right, so now you got Cal. Cal is almost near indestructible because Cal doesn't feel, but Cal is seeing. Literally is seeing for Shell, or I mean seeing for Sail. All right, is literally seeing for Sail, because Sail can't see. All right, so what Cal or Sail does is they give each other one eye. They give each other one eye. So it's like they didn't switch each other's eyes, but this is figuratively speaking. All right, this is metaphorically speaking. All right, I want y'all to listen, but it's metaphorically speaking how this spirit being of divinity operates when the mothership landed. All right, out of the four. All right, I'm talking about Cal and Sail. All right, so yeah, like I said, they both have two eyes. They switch their eyes, but what happens is when one is operating on a certain type of level, it doesn't feel something. The other one feels it. So if they strike that person down, like if it strikes Sail down, if you strike Sail down, you'll actually strike Cal down. All right, because they both share the same heart. All right. All right, these are twin souls also. These are part of how twin souls operate and navigate. Now, Shell and Male are also twin souls also. All right, they're also twin souls too. All right, but Cal and Sail, I'm just talking about them in general. So we're talking about the nocturnal bird that operates within the realm of what we call the underground, or realities, or this reality. But this reality is literally the underground. All right, so that's the nocturnal bird that sees in it, and this is part of the degree of what the owl represents. Now we can take to the sky, and I'll tell you about how the sky operates, but the bird also operates on the ground too. It operates on the ground, and it's able to fly on the ground from a mental perspective. All right, and and is able to see in the dark from a mental perspective. And this is all a part of the owl, all right? Because if you think about it, too, because you would say sail representing the bird, basically two types of birds. You got cow and sail, right? You got a bird that can see in the dark, and you got a bird that can see in the sun's light. But both of them are literally essentially darkness. All right, both of them are essentially darkness. Because if you think about the sun, if you stare at the sun too long, you'll be blinded. All right, that would represent sail. All right, and then you got cow. If you basically live in the dark, basically you'll be blinded in a certain sort of way. Represent cow. Either or, but they both are interchangeable in spirit. In spirit, interchangeable. So that's why, this is why you throw that symbol up for cow and sail. Because only one is being free. It's like literally, one is not mobile. One is mobile and the other one is not mobile. You say, really, this sounds like my relationship with somebody going out to work and I have to take care of the kids and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, almost. That's like cow and sail, where somebody had to go out and hustle and grind, somebody had to do this, while somebody maintained something, while we were building something. That was cow and sail. That's a principle of cow and sail, all right? So that's like, it's many degrees of principality of what I can talk about with cow and sail so you can understand it, all right? But it's like each one teach one. You know, iron sharpeneth iron, other principle of cow and sail, all right? They are basically one bird, same bird, essentially with one body, operating in the body of the Messiah. All right, so I'll talk about that sometime later. We'll have a further discussions about that. All right, but in general, I want to talk about the 90-day water fast. Hopefully, you'll be there and be on your square. You can be there and be on your square. I mean that. It starts February 1st. It starts February 1st. All right? You already know what it's hitting for. It starts February 1st. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. You know what you got to do. All right? You start your day off with fruit. First you start your day, that's your first meal, is fruit. Now, I suggest you hook it up. You make a meal plan. Now, I'll share my meal plan with you. Not saying you should do your meal plan, my meal plan. But busting down the rules of the 90-day water fast, that's a different thing of a person's meal plan. Me, I'm going to have a calendar of everything I'm eating for the week. I'm just telling you, that's how I'm doing it. As far as my breakfast is concerned. You know what I'm saying? And my lunch and my dinner. I'm going to have something set up like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have it where I can be intuitive too. And to do something interchangeable. But I'm going to have a certain time I wake up and eat, and a certain time I end. I'm not eating after that. That's what I'm doing. Alright? Just to train my body and to cleanse my body. Alright? But the first thing you do is drink water, 8 to 10 ounces. The next thing you do is eat your fruit. Then you take 2 hours, then you eat your food. You eat whatever you eat. Alright? Then the last meal that you eat is a non-processed meal, something that you don't cook or can be cooked. Alright? You just cook, you just eat it. Alright? You can just eat it. It's natural. Alright? And it don't have to be, it can be fruit too. Alright? It can be vegetables. It can be anything that's not cooked or processed. Work your imagination. Alright? And it's no sugar allowed. Alright? No processed sugar, no honey. No honey. Do not put no honey on anything. Even natural honey. No, just go without it for a second. Alright? Now you can drink a smoothie. You can drink a smoothie. You can drink a smoothie in the morning time. No sugar. Alright? Shout out to you if you want to make it. For real. Peace to you if you're gonna make it. I mean, what else? Yeah. So you already know this is the 4th annual 90-day water fast. We've been doing this for 4 years in a row. All right. Peace to the family. Definitely a blessing. All right. So that's all I gotta say. 747-24/7, 361 degrees. Shout out to my 1221s. I love you. You love me this week. Thank you for everybody that's here in this conversation. All right. It's definitely a blessing to have y'all. All right. These are Brother Dante, Sister Jasmine. I also will explain if